Welcome to Pampered Chef Cooking with Rob. I'm Rob. Tonight it is pizza night. We are going to make a from scratch pizza with a little bit of help from the PCP, the Pampered Chef Pantry. So come back and join us and see how we do it. Okay, we're ready to begin our pizza. So first step is I want to take our pizza stone, and this is the large pizza stone from Pampered Chef, one of our newer pizza stones. You may have had some of the older models, but if you look on the back, any of the stones that have like the diamond design on the back, that's the newer version, which means it can go in the dishwasher. It means that you can preheat it in the oven. Some of our older stoneware, you could not do that. So this is the newer stoneware where you can do that. So in order to make our crust a little crispier, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. The oven has been heating at 450 degrees. So I'm going to slide this in the oven so it can preheat while I'm taking care of the rest of the pizza. We also have a medium stone and a small pizza stone. So all of those, and you'll see the pizza peel here shortly. So I'm going to start with, and again, I mentioned that I was going to use the PCP, the Pampered Chef Pantry, the Pampered Chef Pizza Crust. Okay, one of the things that keeps me from making pizza all the time is not wanting to make the dough. That's just something that I don't know. It's probably really simple, but it kind of keeps me from doing it all the time. So this is going to be the first time I've tried the pizza crust from Pampered Chef, but I am going to give it a shot because I want to. I'd like to make pizza more often, but I'd like it to not be as daunting as I think it is. Maybe it isn't. There's only two things I have to do here to our pizza crust, and that is add olive oil and add warm water. And the water needs to be, and I just measured it with a thermometer, 110 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's hot enough that probably your sink is going to put out that much heat. So you shouldn't have to microwave it or anything. So I put it on hot. I measured it to make sure, and we're just a little bit over 115, so close to 120. It's been sitting for just a minute, so it should be fine. Because there is yeast in the pizza crust, okay? So you don't have to worry about the yeast part. So I'm going to add the warm water, and then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of, it says olive oil. I'm going to use virgin olive oil, or vegetable oil. So I'm going to go ahead and use olive oil. Okay, so there's 2 tablespoons of that. And then we're going to mix it up. Okay, once we get it mixed good, I probably should have gone with a little bit smaller bowl. I'm using the large Pampered Chef stainless steel bowl. A couple things I like about the stainless steel bowl. One, it's got a nice little handle here for me. And 2, it's got a non-skid bottom, so it's not going to slide around on me. So those are a couple things. The other thing that I like about the Pampered Chef stainless steel bowls is the lid, because I do a lot of storage in the Pampered Chef bowls. So you can mix in them, you can make your meal, put them back in the bowl, and put it in the refrigerator. So I like that. Part. So now what I'm doing here is I'm just mixing this up enough to where it forms a dough ball, and we're getting pretty close. So a ball of dough here, and then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it on the Pampered Chef pastry mat and knead it for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to let it stand for 5 minutes, and then it's going to be ready. And that's all we're going to have to do. So I think that's pretty simple proposition there. So I'm going to I forgot to get out some flour. Let me grab that. I'm going to put a little flour on the mat here, the Pampered Chef pastry mat. And I've heard great things about this mat. I've used it a couple times, but as you may have heard me say before, I typically am not a huge baker. although I'm becoming more of a baker with my Pampered Chef items, because there's a lot of great baking items that we have that make your life so simple. And I think that's what sometimes keeps me from baking, is it's not as, I don't think it's as simple as it is. So, okay, so I have a ball of dough here, and we're going to put this on Pampered Chef pastry mat. I've got some flour on here, so hopefully it doesn't stick to me. Much better. Get a little flour in there on the edges. And then I'm just going to knead that for a few minutes. Package says about 5 minutes, so I guess I don't want to over knead it. And then once we get done, all I'm going to do is put a bowl over the top and let it rise for 5 minutes. Okay, and then we're going to be ready. I'll tell you what, so far so good. This is a pretty easy process. So while I'm doing this, I'll tell you a little bit. I have already prepared our topping, so you can see over here, this is our pizza peel, and you can see I've got 2 different sizes of prep bowls. I've got a 2 cup prep bowl from Pampered Chef. I've got a 3 cup prep bowl from Pampered Chef. So we're going to have sausage, green pepper, and onion this evening. So we'll be ready to go there. And the other thing that's still fairly new from Pampered Chef, and that is the everything but pizza seasoning. So, okay, I think I've kneaded it out well, and now I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes, and I will be right back. And once we've let this rise a little, and we'll be ready to make our pizza crust. Okay, it has been 5 minutes, so let's take a look and see what our dough looks like out from under the bowl. So it's raised a little bit. Oh, it smells good. You can smell that yeast. Smells good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. It is recommended that, because I'm going to put the pizza on the pizza peel, that way I can just slide it off into the oven onto the pizza stone, and then when it's ready to come out, I can slide it right back on the pizza peel. So this is the big pizza peel from Pampered Chef. Also great as a charcuterie board in case you're looking for something like that. But you can also see that it's kind of beveled at the end, so it's kind of almost to a point, almost to a sharp edge, where that's going to slide right up under the pizza when I'm ready to take that out. So I'm going to put a little cornmeal on there so that my dough does not stick, and it lets me slide it right off into the oven. I didn't think of that myself. That's part of the recipe. So like I said, I'm not a real experienced pizza maker, but I can tell you right now, so far this has been so simple. I will become will become a pizza maker, making it a lot. So I'm going to take my dough, I'm going to put it on pizza peel, and I'm just going to take my hands and spread it out. Now it says it'll make up to a 12-inch pizza pie. I can feel on the peel that it's sliding very easily with the cornmeal. I'm going to turn it over because it's getting a little sticky. So there we go. Although that may cause it to stick. Stretch it out in my hands a little bit. Okay, and we're back. And we're back. We don't want it to stick. Okay, I'm going to get it out to the size that I want here. Okay, and it doesn't say to do this, but I'm going to kind of crimp up the edges a little bit so when I put my pizza sauce on here, it doesn't just roll off. Okay, I did not get pizza sauce, but I got tomato sauce because I knew that I was going to have my own seasoning, my everything but pizza from Pampered Chef. So if you have not used the Pampered Chef can opener, I'm going to do it. I do have another video that gives you a demo of this, but I'm going to use the Pampered Chef can opener real quick. super simple, and what it does is it takes off that full lid with no sharp edges. Counterclockwise, it's got a little claw here that will pull that right off. Recommend that video to you so you can see a description. All right, so I'm just going to pour a little bit on, and then I'm going to use one of my Pampered Chef, a mini Pampered Chef spatula. I don't want to get it too heavy. Use this to kind of spread it out. Oh yeah, it's already smelling good, and I haven't even put it in the oven yet. Okay, I think that's probably plenty. I get too much sauce a lot of times. Okay, now we've got to put some cheese on. Okay, I got to the cheese, and of course, I forgot to shred the cheese. So I will tell you, you can buy a bag cheese to put on your pizza, put on anything else. But what I found, especially since I've started using the Pampered Chef grater for cheese, the fresh cheese is so much better. It doesn't stick together. It melts so much nicer. So I've just gotten to where I just don't buy the bag, but I use the Pampered Chef, in this case, the coarse grater. A lot of times I don't use the guard because I have a fresh piece of cheese, but the mozzarella is a little bit softer, so a little bit harder to manage there. So I did use the guard. That keeps you from running your hands across the blade. That's a great thing. Okay, so now I'm going to put some cheese on our pizza. And like I said, I did mozzarella and cheddar. I like to have a little bit of a blend. I looked for a couple different cheeses, but these are the two I settled on. So I'm going to put a little bit of that, and then I'm going to put a little bit of cheddar. This is what's pizza without some good cheese. Great cheese. Okay, trying to get that out to the edge. And not being a professional pizza maker, I don't know how much cheese goes on a pizza, but that looks good for me. And I'm going to be the one eating it, so I guess that's perfect. I did, for the vegetables, I did cut them, and I did put them in the microwave for a few minutes just to get them started cooking, so that they're not all cooking along with the crust. So I'm going to throw some onions on there. I like mine kind of coarsely cut, so I didn't cut them very small. And I'm going to put a little bit of green pepper. Same thing. I like to have pretty good coarsely cut green pepper on here. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of sausage on there too. So I'm going to already brown the sausage. Put some sausage on there. Okay, and our pizza stone should be ready in the oven. So we're cooking at 450 degrees. And I'm just following the instructions here on the pizza crust recipe, and we are going 10 to 14 minutes. So we will be putting this in for 10 to 14 minutes. And I'm going to slide that in the oven. And I'll see you in 10 to 14 minutes. I forgot one thing. Wish you were here to remind me. My everything but pizza seasoning. And I should have put that on my pizza sauce. But since I forgot, I'm going to go ahead and try to make up for it and put it here on the top, because it'll melt down in there. Get it on the cheese, get it on the sauce. Should have done that with the sauce, but I forgot. So there we go. Hey, welcome back. I'm going to cut the pizza. So I've got a Pampered Chef pizza cutter. One of the things I really like about the Pampered Chef pizza cutter, it looks very much like a pizza cutter, but you notice it's got one other piece. So if you get a thick or a hard crust on the edge, that'll cut right through that. So my pizza is not quite as round as I would like it to be. I had a little problem sliding it off the peel in the oven. So next time, note to self and note to you, make sure you use plenty of the cornmeal, and make sure that it's not sticking before you try to slide it in, because the back 2/3 of the pizza were free and ready to go, but that front lip was not free and ready to go. So it kind of jumbled it all together a little bit. So it's not quite round, but hey, you live and you learn. So it's going to taste good. So I'm going to cut a little bit. That crust sounds really crisp. One of the things that the Pampered Chef stone does, all of our stones, is that it takes the moisture out of that, like the crust, and makes it crispy. And one of the things that makes it crispier is preheating that stone in the oven. So that's why I did that this evening. So, all right, well, let's give it a taste. I'm going to taste the edge because that's my favorite piece. Nice and crispy. Got a good crisp edge. I cooked this probably 11 or 12 minutes. I might have gone a couple more minutes because I do like a really crisp crust, but it's crispy. The crust tastes excellent. I would definitely use this again. It made it super simple. It took me a few minutes to mix it, a few minutes to knead it, and let it sit. So it was a good choice. So be sure and check out the pizza crust in the Pampered Chef Pantry. Pizza peel was awesome, and excuse me, and so was the pizza stone. So be sure and check all those out. I'll put those in the description here below, so you can click on those if you'd like to pick one of those up. Anyway, be sure and share this video, like the video, and more than anything, subscribe to our channel because I've got all kinds of new recipes and product demonstrations coming up. So even if you own some Pampered Chef and you want to see how to use a few items, or if you want to see some great recipes, be sure and subscribe so you don't miss a video. And hit me up, send me some messages on maybe products that you'd like to see demonstrated or recipes you'd like me to try. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time on Pampered Chef Cooking with Rob.